Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 2023 Fielding School of Public Health Student Honors and Awards reception. I'm Julian Jose Chen. I'm the Assistant Dean for Student Services, and I appreciate you all for being with us tonight. As a land-grant institution, the Fielding School of Public Health at UCLA acknowledges the Gabrielino Tongva peoples as the traditional land caretakers of Tongva Gar, Los Angeles basins, and the Southern Channel Islands. This event would not have been possible without the help of our colleagues across the school, including our offices of Marketing and Communications, Development, and Student Services. A special thank you to Arlisha, Michelle, Sequinder, and Kaylin, who helped put the event together. It's my pleasure to introduce you Dr. Ron Brookmeyer, Dean of the UCLA Fielding School of Public Health. Dean Brookmeyer is an internationally renowned researcher, award-winning teacher and scholar, and elected member of the National Academy of Medicine. He's an extraordinary leader. Please join me in welcoming Dean Ron Brookmeyer.
Thank you, Julianne, for that kind introduction and for everything you have done and the Office of Student Services have done and all our colleagues to put on this wonderful event. This is an exceptionally wonderful event because we are celebrating our fantastic students who've really gone above and beyond, and it's really a fantastic night for me and for our families and friends who are here today. To celebrate really the exceptional work that our students have done. At the Fielding School, we have nearly 800 students, and they're from 29 countries who have the shared mission to research and build solutions that improve our health and health for everyone. And tonight's event is to honor our students' commitment to this mission and to recognize their remarkable accomplishments. We wouldn't be here without the support we have from our friends and from our family and the faculty. And I want to acknowledge the students' families who are here, partners who are here, the friends of our students who are with us, as well as the faculty who've helped mentor our students. You've supported our students every step of the way, and we're so glad to have you here. Let's give a round of applause to everyone who helped our students. So with that, now it's time for the awards, and I ask that Professor Jennifer Wagman, Associate Professor in the Department of Community Health Sciences, please come up and present our first award of the evening. Jennifer?
Hey, thank you so much, Dean Brookmeyer. It is my honor to be here today to present the Abdel Momen A. Afifi Student Fellowship. This fellowship was established after Dr. Afifi's completion of 15 years of service as the dean of our school. This week, Anna Ginther is wrapping up year one of her 3-year program. She's in the dual Master of Public Health and Master of Social Welfare program here at UCLA. Personally, it's been really a pleasure to get to work with and get to know Anna over this past year. I've had the luck of serving as her academic advisor, and I have also gotten to be her teacher in 2 of the core MPH classes. So Anna is an amazing student, as we've heard all of our students are, but not only is she an outstanding scholar, she's taken on so many additional things during this first year of her program. For example, she's taken on educational opportunities, such as being part of the UCLA Maternal and Child Health Fellowship Program. and she also gives back to her community immensely. For example, she serves in the role of executive director of the California Stress, Trauma, and Resilience Network, which works to prevent violence and really address adverse childhood experiences across the state of California. So Anna has been selected specifically for this award due to and in recognition of her academic excellence, and as well as the way in which she really demonstrates balance between serving as a student and understanding the priorities of public health. So I really am happy to congratulate Anna for this award. Thank you. My apologies for not being the best organized announcer here. I want to, it's really an honor to have Dr. Afifi here with us today. You've just seen him, but if I could ask you to stand one time just in recognition. Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Afifi, for being here with us today. So now I'm really happy to turn over and introduce Professor Christina Ramirez from the Department of Biostatistics. Dr. Ramirez is going to present the Celia and Joseph Bland Fellowship. So I'll hand over to you.
Hi, thank you. So Annette Bland created the Cecilia G. and Joseph G. Bland Fellowship, and it's awarded to doctoral students on the basis of academic excellence to honor the memory of her parents. And I'm pleased to introduce Joseph Zoller. He is a PhD student in biostatistics and is an absolutely amazing student. So just to let you know how outstanding he is, he has, I think now it's the 30th publication accepted, and has an H index of 16. This is more than some of our assistant professors. He is working on epigenetics and aging, and is creating software that is used by thousands and probably will become the standard for epigenetics and aging, yeah, fingers crossed. But also I wanted to mention that Joe volunteers for everything. You probably saw him at the table here welcoming people. And so just a little story because it takes some time. So when COVID hit, I was asked to create a team for modeling in like February 2020. And so I sent out an email like, any student that wants to work on modeling COVID, please come to my office. And Joe was one of the first ones there. He gave up, I don't know, his entire life. I mean, we were having conference calls at 2 in the morning, really working hard on this. And while he was doing this, he's still doing his graduate work, still publishing, as you can tell by his publication records, and also is one of the most amazing TAs and is always able to help other students, and also a member of our EDI committee, and so he's always wanting to help others and give back. So let's welcome Okay, and now it is my pleasure to introduce Xiaofeng Zheng, who will introduce the next Bland Award.
Thank you very much, Christine. So I'm here to introduce the second recipient, Matthew Coates. Matthew is an excellent PhD student. His advisor is Oni Ra. This is the second year he's in the program. His GPA is 4.0. He got his bachelor's degree from Harvard University, his master's from University of Washington, and he published 37 papers, which is equivalent to our associate professor, sorry. So he is really active. So right now, I think because his advisor and him has to present at SER meeting, Society for Epidemiology Research. So I'm here first as the one to introduce him. Secondly, I'm here in his place to receive the award. Thank you very much.
All right, keep it moving. So now I'd like to introduce, let's see here, Professor May Sudanarset from the Department of Community Health Sciences, who will present the E. Richard Brown Social Justice Award.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm May Sudanarset, and I am delighted to share these remarks from James' advisor, Dr. Courtney Thomas Tobin, who wasn't able to join us this evening. So whenever I say I in this, it's actually Dr. Thomas Tobin, but I completely co-sign all of this. Okay, it is truly an honor to present the Rick Brown Social Justice Fellowship to James Hune, who is a fourth-year doctoral student in the Department of Community Health Sciences. As a stellar student, scholar, and emerging public health leader dedicated to achieving health equity for queer communities of color, James is an exceptional candidate for this award. I've known James for more than 5 years, and it has been such a pleasure to watch his evolution as a researcher and activist whose passion and commitment to social justice is evident in everything that he does. For example, James' dissertation research aims to understand how kinship making and coalition building shape mental health outcomes and access to health care among LGBTQ+ Vietnamese American community organizers in Orange County, California. James utilizes a queer of color critique lens and mixed methods to evaluate the complex ways that racism, heterosexism, and capitalism impact the health of this population. As chair of his dissertation committee, I've had the pleasure of witnessing the development of this innovative work and look forward to the results as James continues to examine these issues. His contributions to the field have been recognized with several awards and honors, the most notable of which has been the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation's Health Policy Research Scholars Award. This is a top honor in the field of public health that is awarded to just a handful of doctoral students who personify what it means to be great scholars and leaders committed to health equity. Beyond his scholarship, James also demonstrates exceptional leadership abilities on the UCLA campus and within the local community. He contributes to several organizations here at the School of Public Health, including Students of Color for Public Health Organization. He also works closely with several community-based organizations, such as Viet Rainbow of Orange County, an LGBTQ advocacy organization, to pinpoint key issues and design evidence-based strategies to inform policy. In summary, James is awesome. I'm so proud of you and all that you have accomplished, and I can't wait to see all of the amazing things in store for you in the future. Congratulations, James. And I would like to welcome Dr. Jang back to the podium.
Thank you, May. I forgot to introduce you. I'm sorry because I was so excited. So I'm here to give an introduction about the Journal Maria Smith Fellowship. And Journal Smith's parents established the Journal Maria Smith Fellowship in their daughter's memory to support graduate students pursuing career in international nutrition. Journal, who received her MPH and PhD from Fielding School of Public Health, combined with her scholarship with a commitment to help underserved communities worldwide through her work in the area of nutrition. So the recipient is Sean Lee. She's not here. And the advisor is Li Wei Chen. She's not here neither. So I'm here to, but no more pictures. So I'd like to introduce the next one, Professor Bustamante, to present the Soumya Tibes Award.
So, good afternoon, everyone. It is my pleasure today to introduce Joseph Nwadyuko, who is the recipient of this year's Tibbetts Fellowship. Joseph joined the PhD program in Health Policy and Management in 2020, and he has been cursing the economics cognate. And he pretty much got a very good dissertation prospectus defense a couple of weeks ago. Before joining UCLA, Joseph completed his MPH and residency from Johns Hopkins, got his medical degree from the University of Pittsburgh, and he received his BA from Amherst College. His professional trajectory is quite interesting and diverse. He has worked in 8 different nations and has already published an impressive collection in 16 manuscripts. That is a lot for HPM. Many of these manuscripts have been published in top journals such as JAMA, The Lancet, the American Journal of Public Health and Health Affairs. And in addition, Joseph has also presented his research in very prestigious forums, such as the State Department, the USAID, and the World Bank. At the heart of Joseph's research lies the intersection of global health systems, physician dynamics, and patient migration. And one of the most original elements of his research is the innovative use of his data sets, because he compiles a lot of his work using Freedom of Information requests that to different government agencies in the US and abroad. And this process, knowing how it works, I know that it's very bureaucratic, time-consuming, and the data is not always user-friendly. So, however, Joseph, I've seen him navigating through these hurdles with remarkable skill, and he manages to clean and analyze these data sets to produce ambitious and original research studies. I have always admired his dedication, patience, and talent with these data requests, and today we celebrate him and his well-deserved success. So please join me to congratulate Joseph as this year's recipient of the Tibbetts Fellowship. Yeah. And now Dean Brookmeyer will introduce the Dean's Outstanding Student Award.
So the next award are the Dean's Outstanding Student Awards, which recognize excellent scholastic achievement, leadership, and commitment to community service to one of our students from each of our 5 academic departments. We'll begin with Professor Andrew Holbrook, who will share the accomplishments of the 2023 recipient from the Department of Biostatistics.
Thank you, Dean Brookmeyer, and thank you to the organizers of this great event. So today it is my pleasure to give this award to Dr. Erica Su. I first met, or actually I first heard of Erica about 2 years ago. It couldn't be more than 2 years ago. I got a call from Rob Weiss, who's a kind of a more senior, if you will, professor in the Department of Biostatistics. And he said he's in a tough spot because he has a student who wants to employ a certain class of statistical models, but he doesn't know if he can advise her on this because it's out of his scope of expertise. So I said, well, yes, I could co-advise, but only if you think that's very necessary. He said he did think it was necessary, but he asked me to think about it, and he told me that Erica would be reaching out to me in the next few days. So I did what anybody in this situation would do, and what do? You go on Google Scholar, right? And what I saw, actually, it was quite suspicious. I saw that Erica had over 20 publications in actually quite good journals as well. And I thought, okay, I'm intrigued. This seems like a good idea. So then we had a meeting. We started talking about actually, doing some research and doing some actual modeling of the data. And the next week, Erica comes back with everything fully implemented and actually fit to the data quite well with very nice, very beautiful illustrations and visualizations of the data and of the model. And this is when I realized that I was actually a victim of charity, you might call it, or maybe beneficent hazing, if you will, where kind of a more senior professor has a student who is a slam dunk who will write a beautiful dissertation and then allows junior faculty to kind of piggyback on that and get a first advisee graduated. So that's everything has really continued in the same manner. Erica works extremely efficiently. She does beautiful work. She wrote a beautiful dissertation. And I'm very happy to report that she will be, actually, she's already obtained a postdoc position at a very prestigious med school that shares a building with the School of Public Health. So without any further ado, Dr. Erica Su, would you please come up? Okay, and now I would like to invite Dr. May Sundararaset from Community Health Sciences up to the podium.
So, in case you didn't know, this was the year of Amanda Landring Gonzalez. Amanda successfully defended her doctoral dissertation on state-level immigrant policies on pregnancy outcomes among Latino women in the U.S. Multiple committee members remarked that it was the most comprehensive dissertation that they had ever read. This year, she also secured a prestigious position with the Center for Homelessness, Housing, and Health Equity Research at the university that shall not be named. All this while flourishing personally. And now I'm honored to present the Dean's Outstanding Student Award to Amanda. I've had the pleasure of knowing Amanda for 6 years, and I've had the honor to have front row seats to her evolution as a scholar activist. During this time, she's published 26 peer-reviewed publications in leading medical journals like JAMA Network, BMJ Open, and the National Academy of Sciences. She's been the recipient of numerous awards like the National Institutes of Child Health and Human Development Predoctoral Training Program, the Judith Black Memorial Fellowship, and the Dean's Leadership Grant, just to name a few. A truly remarkable student, Amanda's incredible research spans the examination of immigrant laws, deportations in the US, global sexual and reproductive health, and then more recently, social policies among homelessness. And what I will miss most about Amanda, though, are all the special moments we've shared over the years, from the multiple office hours in my office to attending conferences near and far together. I started my faculty position at UCLA the same time that Amanda started her doctoral program, and I've learned a few things over the years that I'd like to share with all of you. One, Amanda will always be the first to do those 10 additional sensitivity analyses that you didn't even know that you needed. If you have an idea for additional analyses, she's already done it. Two, she will surprise you with special hidden talents, like curling competitively. I actually had to Google curling, and up popped an article from the LA Times on February 9, 2022, with the headline, "LA emerges as a vibrant and unexpected hotspot for curling," and sure enough, there's a photo of Amanda front and center. She's a truly remarkable, outstanding doctoral student, and it's not lost on me that I was so incredibly lucky to have you as my first doctoral student. Amanda, you have so much to offer, and I'm so excited to share all of your talents with the world, and today we celebrate you. Thank you. Now I'd like to welcome Dr. Yifang Zhu to the podium.
As a member of Tim Matthews' doctoral committee, I'm delighted to introduce Tim, the recipient of the Dean's Outstanding Student Award in the Environmental Health Science Department. Tim's advisor, Dr. Lee, is at a conference and could not be here with us today, and he sends his regard. And he also shared with me that 3 happens to be Tim's lucky number. And let me tell you, 3 definitely seems to have worked some magic through Tim's academic journey. Well, first of all, Tim started his PhD training in EHS department back in 2020. And guess what? In 3 years, Tim received his doctoral degree, setting a remarkable record for our department. Tim is also a triple Bruin, received not 1, not 2, but 3 degrees from UCLA. So after completing his BA in psychology, Tim made a very brief decision to pursue his graduate education in public health. Given his psychological training background, he's particularly interested in psychosocial factors and population health. And under the guidance of Dr. Lee, Tim has earned both his MS and PhD degree in the EHS department. When it comes to publication, I know our EHS students cannot really compete with the Biostat and IP students who publish 20, 30 papers, and with that record, our faculty make tenure. But Tim has published 12 articles, 9 as the first author, that's 3 times 3. And another 3 as co-author. All of his papers are published on top-notch peer-reviewed journals in his field, including Journal of Psychiatric Research and Journal of the American Heart Association. So this 12-paper achievements is exceptionally rare among EHS students, highlighting Tim's dedication and talent in the field. And finally, both of Tim's parents received their PhD degrees from USC. I know. And both are professors in Hong Kong, China. I'm happy to share that Tim has recently accepted offer from California State University, Northridge, for a tenure-track assistant professor position in the Environmental and Occupational Health departments. Congratulations, the third professor in the Matthews family. Now please join me and welcome Tim to the stage. Now I would like to invite Dr. John back to the podium again.
Thank you, Yifan. You may wonder, this third one, I will be both introduce the recipients and be advisor. This time is different. So Annie Remoyne is here. She is going to introduce the student, right, Annie?
I could not be more pleased than to be the person who gets to introduce Angie Barrell, Dr. Angie Barrell, who is by all definition an outstanding student. And she always was an outstanding student. She was an outstanding student when she was at the University of Maryland, 3.9, 4.0. You know, she really just knocked it out of the park, but not just in easy classes, always the hardest classes. When she came across my desk, I just knew, you know when you have these students who are just incredible. She could write. Her personality came across, her dedication to public health, her true love and interest in global health that she really wanted to do. When she came to UCLA, my expectations were not only fulfilled, they were exceeded. Angie was a superstar. I wrote a lot of recommendations for Angie over the time, and we all write these recommendations, but I could very easily say every single time, Angie is in the top 1% of students that I have ever had come through in my 20 years of being a faculty member. So Angie is really special. Now, how did she distinguish herself? Well, she knew exactly what she wanted to do. She put her eyes on it, and she came at a very complicated time. COVID-19 had hit right after in her second year. She immediately volunteered everywhere that she possibly could to get experience working in the COVID-19 project, doing every single thing that she possibly could. Meanwhile, doing incredibly well in her classes. She finished here at UCLA with a 3.956, maybe? and managed to publish several papers. And publishing several papers and contributing, but not only contributing with the Congolese, helping them, putting her hand out, working day and night to really make sure that our Congolese colleagues were able to succeed with her. And that really embodies who Angie is. She is a team player. So Angie spent a lot of time in the DRC. Had never been to sub-Saharan Africa. And sometimes we worry about sending people to these places. Will they succeed? Will they do a good job? Well, I really wasn't that worried about sending Angie there, but not only did she succeed, she just endeared herself to every single person that she came in contact with and worked hand in hand with not only our people at the National Laboratory, but all the way through the Ministry of Health, WHO, CDC, you name it, Angie was right there, and every single person was just raving. All I got were rave reviews over and over and over again. Angie was focused. She got her dissertation done very quickly. Not only was her dissertation interesting, it's going to be important. It's going to influence policy in DRC. And she's been, I would say that CDC has been smart enough to invite her to be an AIS officer in this next class. So we're all going to be able to benefit from Angie's work going into public service, maintaining her dedication to public health. Angie, I could not be more proud, and I'm so glad to be here to give you this award. And since I'm the one that's taking over for Zhou Feng here, I'd like to introduce Professor Laura Erskine from the Department of Health Policy and Management.
So I am just so thrilled to be here. I'm happy for all of us to be able to recognize Arman Ahmed, who, unlike the other Dean of Students recipients, is an MPH student. He's been in HPM for 2 years and was our faculty's unanimous choice for our nominee for the Dean's Outstanding Student Award. Arman is an outstanding student. He's academically successful, he has excellent grades, he received both the HPM Scholar Award and the Smith Fellowship in International Nutrition. But that's not what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about the fact that he's my favorite kind of graduate student because he really, really came into his MPH experience with the goal of doing as much as he could, to be as engaged as he could with our department and with UCLA. He joined the Health Policy and Management Student Association in his first year, became the co-president in his second year, and at the same time was VP of Finance for PHSA. He joined 2 case competition teams. His College Bowl team placed second, and his team was a finalist in the UCLA Global Health Case Competition. He's also the first to volunteer when I need help. So he was a key part of the UCLA Center for Healthcare Management Case Competition, where he escorted teams. He was a timekeeper. He was a moderator. He's acted as a student ambassador for our newly admitted students, and he has represented the Student Association at MHA immersions, at MPH orientation, at HPMAA, our Alumni Association board meetings, and as part of Admitted Students Day. And finally, he volunteered not once, but twice to be actively involved as a student representative for job searches that we've done in the Department of Health Policy and Management. So I'm so proud of Arman. Congratulations, and I want everyone to wish him good luck as he joins Optum when he graduates. Don't sit down. Back to Dean Brookmeyer.
So now we have the Carol Beth Korn Scholar Award. As an alum of UCLA who earned her bachelor's degree in public health, Mrs. Korn believed in and encouraged the potential of our students to enrich the lives of many. At the end of 2005, Mrs. Korn established an endowed prize to honor one exceptional graduating student each year. Thanks to her generosity, our award winners and graduates are better positioned to become our nation's public health leaders. A recipient of the Carol Beth Korn Award is selected each year by the dean and faculty leadership, and it's my distinct pleasure to share that this year's awardee is Carlos Arance, a PhD candidate in the Department of Health Policy and Management. I'm delighted that Professor Ninez Ponce and Chair of the Department of Health Policy and Management will now join us to share some of Carlos's achievements.
Thank you, Dean Brookmeyer. I'm taking the risk of not bringing my notes because I have a feeling I'm going to be in many podiums introducing Carlos for many achievements that he continues to get. So I want to say that, but first of all, I miss Carol Beth Korn because she would come here, and I really miss her presence and just cheerleading our graduates, not just all those who got the awards, but all of our graduates. So if any of you here are supporting your friends and your colleagues, your cohorts, those that got you through, I congratulate you as well. So in this spirit, I first met Carlos as a community organizer to build a counter space for Philippine ex-AO professionals, health professional students across the country. Back in December 2020, there were a lot of media hits about frontline Filipino nurses dying. In fact, the first healthcare worker death in Los Angeles County was a Filipino nurse. And yet, in looking at data, and looking at case rates and death rates of COVID, that we could not see Filipinos in that data, in public-facing data. And similar to Joseph, we also did a FOIA to try to get access to that data, to disaggregated data. So Carlos championed, gathering groups, and there are other notable students from FSPH, notably Erin Manalo Pedro from CHS. But Carlos is a leader, so he really showed that he could be a leader, organize this group of young professionals that wanted to do something, students across the country. And from that, it led to productive collaborations of both statements to National Academy of Science, Engineering, and Medicine on vaccine priority populations for Philippine ex-AO healthcare workers. It led to publications in JAMA Health Forum. It led to Stat News. It led to many media hits that Carlos led. So already, and this is like, he wasn't my student. He actually had never, I was on sabbatical, so he was never been on any of my classes. And I was just, I knew him as a person, as a fellow advocate. And so I was just so warmed that this next generation of scholars was really into social justice. And in fact, Carlos won the E.R. Brown Social Justice Award last year. So enter into, like, coming back from sabbatical and finding out, like, our students, and now I'm chair, but actually then I find out that Carlos is in, as many of the awardees here, this metric of the top 1%, of our students, is of the metric of nearly 20 publications, is of the metric, has the metric of the most talked about article in JAMA Health Forum, the best article in looking at health affairs and looking at some of his publications, then just like the most downloaded article. He also was he's a doctor, by the way. So he's also a doctor. He has his MPH and MD from Tulane. And he, for the Society of General Internal Medicine, he received kind of the top award for young investigators. So this is why this is why I'm winging it here, because I know I'm going to have to do this in supporting his future career. But his work, so some of you think that health policy and management is all about money, right? It's all about cost. It's all about looking at clinic walls. But actually, I think what's emerging is, and evolving in our field, is understanding both of the incentives and the constraints of the healthcare system, but more and more in how it intersects with social drivers. And I think that Carlos is that scholar of the future, the scholar that really is absolutely adept at knowing what's going on with the delivery of care, clinical quality, but also can get, like his dissertation looks at IRS monies on what community benefits and how some of the hospitals are gaming, maybe perhaps are not really using community benefits to produce social value. So I just want to say that he's also PI of his whole thing right now is low value care. Now, who gets low value care? Who's subsidizing that care? And are there racial and ethnic inequities in the production of this low value care? and also something that he has totally led. I'm just a faculty sponsor and I get the emails, but he totally led a project in the Institute for the Study of Hate here at UCLA on looking at spillover effects of the Atlanta spa mass shootings on the mental health of Asian Americans. So I don't know what else to say, Carlos. You are, you've really just inspired me in my career. You've made me think about, wow, we have this, not only a set future, but a brilliant future. You are already a thought leader. You are already so generous in mentoring a lot of the students that I know in your cohort and past cohorts at HPM, and also with the need for this counter space for Philippine XAO across the country, that you've mentored that community as well. So I think Carol Beth Korn would be so happy to also learn that you have a job right after, and that is to start as an assistant professor at David Geffen School of Medicine. So Carlos, please join me in getting your award. Congratulations again, Carlos, and I bring back Dean Brookmeyer to the stage.
Thank you, Ninez. Wow, what a terrific evening. I mean, I'm blown away by the work that's being done by our exceptional students, and we are celebrating excellence and celebrating our commitment to our students trying to make the world better. So I want to congratulate all of our evening's award winners. I also want to take a moment to thank our incredible donors to our school who make these awards possible. We're very grateful for all that you do for our school and support our students. So this concludes the formal part of our award ceremony, but the night is not over. Please continue to enjoy each other's company and conversation, and join us on the patio for some refreshments. Thank you all for coming to this ceremony. Thank you very much.